Hi everyone, it's Lynn. Welcome back to my channel. I have a new journal that I completed last year, just haven't had enough time to tape it and to get it out on Etsy, but I'm going to do that today. So what I have here is one of my ledger, Scholar's Ledger journals that I have completed. It's a sewing themed journal, so there are a lot of digitals in it. You'll notice it's almost 5 inches, 5 by about 8.5 inches. It is the same course that you take from Nik the Booksmith, and she offers a course on them. I love the size of these. I like to make them. They're just fun for me. So inside the journal, there will be a lot of different digitals. You also see Tim Holtz papers and snippets. There'll be ephemera, as well as, most of them are digital downloads from Screech Owl and My Porch Prints. And if I see anything else, I'll pick it out and let you know about it on the way through the journal. So inside, the outside, the paper, it's a matte finish. I use the Tim Holtz matte media finish. I do not go over the binding with it at all. It's straight. That's the binding that or not the binding, but the book binding covering that I make for it. It is a rose color, if you can see, and then the back too is another one of the Screech Owl prints, and it, like you can see, it is a sewing theme. There aren't a ton of tags hanging out of the book. But there's some off the top, but not off the sides. So, and here's the bottom. You can see I left all the stitching, all the tags from sewing it. So let's take a quick look through this. As you open it up, there are no pockets in the inside. The papers that I used front and back were also from Screech Owl. And you'll see, like this page, this one is, I believe, from My Porch Prints. If not, it might be another from Screech Owl. And this as well is it was a freebie piece I got years ago, and it is glued. On the outside is a collage, and you can see that it is a Tim Holtz stamp on there with some sari silk. Each one of my signatures, and there's 5 signatures, and they have about, I'm going to say, 9 or 10 pages each in them, which is just papers, but each signature is its own little folio. So there'll be like a file folder kind of thing, but it doesn't have tabs on it. Different papers. And so as we go through it, you'll see it. This is blank. There is nothing fancy. This one, it does not have a lot of extras in it, but the papers are different. It got tea stained. This is a vellum. It's an engineering type vellum. This is one of the pieces of tracing paper that I use when I do my tea staining, and you can see on the outside, we'll get to this a little bit later, but you can see that there's tea dye on it, and there's some purple ink. That is a blotch. That's some of my fountain pen ink that I use for my journaling, and I found it has a really nice effect on a page on my when I'm tea staining. So you'll see it also on some of the papers. This one has a music paper from another a vintage music book that I picked out. It was actually hardcover. And this is the front side of it. I'll show you the back when we get to it. This is a special paper I picked up somewhere. It's more like a parchment. And this is a piece of paper pad, like it's not legal sized, but it fits. It looks really neat in the middle of the journal signatures. And this is the back side of that music sheet, and the the other side of the page actually is in the center, and you'll see that's very cool. But you can see the name of the song is I Wonder Who's Kissing Her Now. Kind of fun. The back side. This signature ends with a journaling card. Actually, 2 journaling cards. And they just tucked in with a lace belly band. They have tabs on them that are sewn with some ribbon. The next signature starts with this really pretty, it's a Simplicity, the back envelope flap that comes down. You can see it's old. Look, it was only $1. And then I put together this little collage piece of, I believe it's a silk ribbon that's been dyed, and then a beautiful or an old pearl antique button that I sewed and then glued it on. And it has a pocket on the inside of this one. This is a vellum printed page. That's from My Porch Prints. It's a digital she has. The inside is a My Porch Print pocket, the file folder that I have sewn. There's nothing in it, so someone can tuck a special note inside there. There's the other half of that digital printout of a dictionary page. The back of this signature has a double pocket with a collaged, it looks like a ticket, and again 2 collage or 2 cards so that you can, do some writing. You can slip maybe a picture on it, something special. This one ends with let's reach across here, has a tab at the top of Sorry Silk. Next signature, beautiful sewing. This is from the Paper Outpost. Oh no, the Paper Source, I'm sorry. And they are thin pages, and what I do is they're single-sided. I glue 2 together, and then I sew around the edges to give that effect. So when you pull the cards out, you can see the actual page, but it gives me a nice, it's not plain on the back. I have a double sheet, so it gives it a little bit more strength. There's 2 different journaling cards. So I should go to the top. It's a belly band. Again, flip through some pages. They're all blank so that the user or the buyer or whoever gets this can use it and write whatever they want in it. They can embellish it. The center, this is the 3rd signature, and the center has the image, the illustration for Who's Kissing Me Now. It's very cute. And I love how it's kind of fun. The colors matched really nicely with this journal. Some more pages. The end of this signature has 2 little, these are notebooks, and I've embellished them with some of the trim. It's a pink, very pale pink, Tim Holtz papers, and there's a couple pages just to write on. It's the back side. And slips in there, and this one's the same thing, except it has the word notes on it. Sebastier. They're sewing, and they're sewed in kind of fun. It's you can see it's kind of see-through because I use Sorry Silk to hold those 2 pages together, and just a few pages to write on. Beginning of the next signature has again some of the trim. This one's a white that I tea stained, and I sewed 3 vintage buttons on there. They were some from my grandma's stash that I had. This is a page from a Latin, I think. I don't think it was Hebrew. It was it had a very neat image in it, so I used that in this journal. It actually has the words on the other side. This is some of the fancy homemade paper. I didn't make it. I purchased it. Lots of different papers. My papers aren't overly stained. They're light enough to, see when you're writing. It's not too dark. I don't like my pages too dark. The center of this one has some more of the Screech Owl prints. And this one has a secret pocket. You can hardly tell that it's a pocket until you actually open it. It's just 2 pages I sewed together. She has some really pretty sewing image digitals. Most of the papers I use now, like this one isn't. This one is actually from one of those companies that makes Franklin Covey. I think I found it at Goodwill. It was a pad, which I tea stained. That's why this one took a little bit different color. But the other pages are from, I use Daiso paper that's made in Japan, and it's a little bit, it takes the stain a little bit lighter, and it looks nicer to me, and it's easier to write on with. Your pen inks just seem to glide when you write on them. They're my favorites. It's a fun little, just that page on the other side that had the Latin on it. Didn't go out far enough, so I just added a little trim to it. This one just has a pocket, nothing in it. Might put something in it before I ship it. Haven't decided yet. And this is the last signature. There's a pocket. This one has a little collage on it, and I've included a couple of stamped images, little freebies I throw in, so that you have something to put on pages if you need to. And the center of this one has a My Porch Print file folder again to, put something, receipts, could be anything. Some little trinkets. Alright, and at the end of the signature, I have added a flip pocket. And it flips up. It's kind of hard to see. I can't get it all in, but it has some more stamped images on this end. There's a paper clip that's holding them, and then there's also some in here, just a few extras with some paper, some little tidbits that I've thrown in the pocket. It can be all used, and then this pocket flip can be used for something else. And you can see it has a little tab on it, and this little paper clip has some trim on it. There's the back. Again, these are the Screech Owl prints. There's the back of it. You can see it looks really pretty. Standing up. Plain on the outside, nothing overly... I didn't add any other trims on this book. Then, as well as I have this, it's kind of like a page marker. It's big. It has a tab of one of these ticket-looking tabs on it. And also on the, you can see the sewing where I sewed it on a little collage. There's the back. You can put pictures on it, or maybe something, it's meant for your keepsakes. I don't overly embellish some of my books on purpose so that you can do whatever you want with it. I don't think I should have to fill it, but it's just the way I have them. A couple of tags inside. Probably will add some more tags. I do like to add extras. This one didn't have a ton at the time that I'm taping it. So, you can just slip it wherever you are working at the current time, and the little tab sticks out so you can see where you are. I hope you've enjoyed this little flip through, and let me know if you like this one. If I know a lot of people like to have a lot of, embellishments on it, but like I said, I like to keep mine a little bit simple. Thank you so much for walking through and looking at how I made this book, and I hope you're interested in it. Check it out in my Etsy shop. You'll have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.